started. Thank you for joining this evening. My name is Jennifer Bento-Pinion. I've been here at MEFA for almost 6 years as program manager for MEFA Pathway on the college planning team. And just to share, one of my favorite aspects of what I do on a day-to-day basis is to have the opportunity to work directly with you, families and educators, and helping to support your students with their post-secondary planning. So today's session, we are going to focus on the middle school portal. And if you're not familiar with MEFA Pathway, MEFA Pathway is an interactive planning tool that's fun and engaging and intuitive. It's our one-stop shop, and it's available for students in grades 6 through 12 with age-appropriate activities per grade level. So students can create an account in grades 6 through 8 and see different activities than those of those students in grades 9 through 12. And then this transition from middle school to high school is seamless. So we are going to log into the middle school portal, and at the end of this webinar, I will share with you, I have a test account that I will log into, and I will share with you those login credentials so you have them, so you can go in at your leisure and poke around the site. I'll wait to the end to take any questions, so you'll all be on mute until the end, and then I will take questions at the end. Okay, so our middle school portal went live back in the fall of 2018 for grades 6 through 8. And so it's a very easy registration process. Students can set up an account. This is our main landing page here. It's mefapathway.org. So the students come into this page here and then click I'm a student. And then as a first-time user, they would just click register here, and they are brought through 3 pages, very basic questions. First name, last name, date of birth, the city or town that their school is in, and they select their school from that drop-down box. Students, so they enter that personal information. And then for those students under age 14 who do not go to one of our affiliate schools, the system will prompt a parent consent that can be completed online or manually. So the students say they select their year of graduation, so that allows the system to connect them to that age-appropriate content. So for example, a grade 7 student will view different suggested activities than that of a grade 11 student. So if your student is, or if you belong to one of our affiliate schools, that parent consent has been captured within the agreement that you signed when becoming an affiliate. So that process is bypassed. But again, if your student is under age 14, and you're not part of one of our affiliate schools, then they will be prompted to send a consent to the parent. All right, so I'm just going to go back a page here. So I'm going to log into my test account, which I will share with you at the end. So once the student creates their account, they just put their username in, their password, they click submit, and then they will be brought to their dashboard. So the student's dashboard, when they log in, it will show them their grade. So this is a grade 8 student, and some progress here. So date of the last activity, hang in there, you have a lot to explore. So this progress bar will populate as the student does different activities within the site. And then this is kind of the jumping off spot for the student, being their dashboard. So they can access the Discovery Zone activities, they can get to their digital portfolio from here, their goals and strategies page. There's a prep for the MCAS. And then at the very bottom here, the students have the opportunity to earn badges. So if they click on any of these different badges here, so let's just, for example, click on the careers badge, it'll bring them to the badge page, and then they can look to see how they may earn that particular badge. So this just gives the student some encouragement to get into the site, to look at the different activities and explore and discover. So we'll just go back here to that dashboard page. So there are a number of activities within the middle school portal that flow into the student's high school account. So when they transfer, or when they transition rather, excuse me, to 9th grade, they do not have to create another account. They just use their same credentials, their username and password, but they will see different activities than that which they saw in grades 6, 7, and 8. That said, their digital portfolio, which I will show you right now, this serves as kind of a repository of all of the things that the student has been working on within the site. So activities which come from their profile, which I will show you, the student can add interests, they can add, they can access their skills page here and update that, a link to their resume, they can add their favorite subjects. And then once they start adding careers to their career list, that will, and favorite those, that will appear here. So this digital portfolio page transitions with the student when they get into that high school level. Okay, so that's the digital portfolio. So the profile is one of the first pages that we suggest that students start working on, both in the middle school and the high school level. So their profile details includes pages with the student can add different clubs, sports, honors, extracurricular activities, community service, if they've had a job, employment. So this helps build them a foundation to their resume. So as you can see here on the first subpage, this personal information, you'll see just basic information of the student, their year of graduation, email address, etc. And that information a lot of that information came from the registration pages. They can edit or add a school. So if they've previously attended a school and they want to add that into this page here, they can do so. And then the subsequent pages, the activities, is where the student can add sports. I'll show you here the different types of activities that they have access to. There's quite a list. And then if they don't find an activity on this list, they can just click other, and then they can customize it. So they select the grades that they were involved. Were they involved summer, school year, both? Do you plan to continue at college? They can add, for example, if they're adding a sport, they can add a position held. They can add a description if they like. And then very important to save this page. And I do have to say that when adding information to these profile pages, it does take a good, I would say, full 8 seconds to save the information. So just encourage your students to be patient, and once they get to this main activities page, they will know that what they've added has been saved. They can add honors and awards, skills and strengths, again, employment. And then once they start populating these profile pages, they can then look at the resume builder and start creating a resume if they so like. So they can save as many drafts of a resume as they like, and they can add an objective. So at the middle school level, this, maybe a lot of students don't particularly need a resume at this age, but it definitely lends itself to some great conversations about what resumes are used for, the importance of resumes as they get a little bit older, and they can start, you know, adding these all the great things that they're doing both in and outside of school. So for the resume, the student selects what they'd like to include in a particular draft, or deselect, pardon me, what they would not want to include in a particular draft, and add the objective if they like, and then they can save what they have chosen. So once they've saved a resume, they name it, and then they have access to however many drafts that they've created. So I'll just show you one that I made back a few months ago. And we'll see that all of that information that was selected is in a tidy little resume here. And then the student can also change the resume style of the resume to the modern style. So we have modern and a classic version. So then from there, they can download as a PDF or they can download as a Word doc. And obviously, if they're downloading as a Word doc, they can edit their draft from there. Okay, so first suggested activity for our students is that is starting to build up that profile. And again, the profile transitions with the student to high school. So maybe once they get into high school, they may want to start, maybe they take off some of the earlier activities that they've done. Maybe they don't, maybe they want to include it all, but they have the option to do that, to edit it how they like. All right, so the next thing I'd like to show you is the goals and strategies page, which is also located under the Create Your Profile. So the goals and strategies page, I think it's one of my favorite pages within both of the middle school and high school portals. It lends itself to such great conversations about post-secondary planning. Students can add up to 3 career, personal, and academic goals and align those goals with strategies. How are they going to meet those goals? So very simple to add a goal. They just click Add Goal. And from there, they can select the type of goal. They can, I like how it prompts, because sometimes students are like, well, what do you mean by a goal? What's a goal? And so it kind of prompts, yeah, make the honor roll or learn to use Microsoft Excel. So they add that goal, the expected completion date. They do not have to, it's not a requirement to add a strategy, but it is kind of gets their, brains thinking about how to achieve goals. How do we do that? What's the strategy? So they can add a number of strategies. And then once they've saved that goal and strategy, it will appear on this main goals and strategies page. And then they can intermittently come back into the site and update whether they've achieved those goals. So, and then on the counselor side, if you're one of our affiliate schools, you have access to the counselor portal, and as an educator, you have access to seeing the activities that the student is working on their side and supporting them appropriately. Okay, so we have our goals and strategies page. Now we'll move on to our Discover Careers page, where we have our Discovery Zone activities. So this is where the real difference is between the middle school portal and the high school portal. In the middle school portal, there are 4 different activities that they're to encourage the student to explore what careers may be of interest in their future. So there are games available for the middle school students that are age appropriate. They're fun, they're intuitive, and they facilitate and encourage exploration in a number of areas. So I'll just quickly go through what these look like. So the first one is Everyday Things. So this allows the student to explore careers based on subjects or activities that they enjoy. So just for a quick example, say we have a student that's interested in computers and books. Okay, so that selection leads to a number of, or 3 different careers that they may want to explore. So let's just say the student says, oh, technical writer, that sounds interesting. What does that entail? They click on technical writer, and then they come to this brief details page. So just some basic information, what career category or cluster that career belongs to, the required education level, median wage, areas of knowledge. So the student is just starting to kind of explore and discover different ideas. So they can reset this. So none of these activities, none of the results save. So the student always resets. And we did that intentionally so that the student would explore more and just and look further than just like saving something and then moving on to the next thing. So the student can reset, like we'll do another one just for the heck of it, food, and we'll select food and art. It's right up my alley. So here we have 4 different careers that the student may want to learn more about. Okay, so moving on, let's check out the Says Who. So this is the second of 4 activities in the discovery zone. So the Says Who exposes students to various careers by identifying on-the-job tasks related to specific work environments. So let's play. Says Who? What would a biochemist say? I love that. So the student is to select which they think a biochemist would say. I love atoms and talking about anything related to gravitational pull, but don't get me started on black holes. Or does a biochemist say, today I think I will isolate, analyze, and synthesize proteins, enzymes, DNA, and possibly some molecules? All right, well, I'm going to select this one on the right. Oh, yes, I'm a biochemist. I study the chemical composition, etc. So the student can learn more about being a biochemist, and again, brings you to this very short details page. And just as not an aside, but all of the information on our careers comes from ONET. And so that's updated. And so that's, yeah, all of the information on the careers. So we'll just bring you to the next page here. What would a correctional officer say? So the student reads this, they select which. So if they select the one that isn't correct, it will tell the student, nope, I am a legal assistant, but you can learn more about being a legal assistant if you like. So just to bring you through this very quickly, what would a judge say? Sorry, okay, I'm a forensic. So the student can look at any of these, but I'm just getting you to the end so you can see what it looks like. And then we finish, and then the student can then look at what they got correct from these 5 careers, and then they also have the option to save those careers to their career list. So maybe they're starting to build out a career list of those careers that they may be thinking about in the future, or thinking about, okay, I'm in 8th grade, I want to be a biochemist. What courses do I need to take in high school in order to get into a college where I can study biochemistry? So just getting the students to start thinking about that path. All right, favorite subjects, we'll check out that next here, 3 or 4. So the student here, this shows students the connection between the subjects studied in school to potential college majors and career options, which I think is so helpful. So let's just choose, say our student is interested in, their favorite subjects are English and art. So if you see here, we have high school classes, examples of high school courses related to this subject. And if you hover over each of the courses, the high school courses, it gives a great summary of what these courses may entail. And then on the far right here, you can see related courses to these high school classes. So for example, if the student wants to look at architect, again, they're brought to this small details page here. So they can go back, they can reset this, they can say, okay, I want to look at social studies and foreign language. And so then they can go from there. All right, and last but not least, under this discovery zone is would you rather? So this is kind of fun. I think they're all kind of fun, but this may be my favorite of the 4. So the student here, this allows the students to answer a series of questions to help discover career categories of interest. So they just click play, and so the student reads, would you rather issue receipts, refunds, credits, or change due to customers, or develop instructional materials such as lesson plans, handouts, examinations? So they select which one they'd rather. Oh, then you might be interested in becoming an instructional designer, learn more. All right, we want to go to the next one. So I'm just going to go through this very, very quickly so that you can see what the end result is. Perform dances or draw up legal documents. You might want to be a dancer. Direct and coordinate activities. Okay, and then I think this is the final one. I'm just being totally random here so you can see what this looks like. And then we get to the end. So based on the students' answers, they may be interested in these areas. So we're seeing that they have a higher percentage in the business, sales, and marketing finance career category and education and training than that of law, public safety, and arts. So they can play it again. And I'll say again that the results are not saved within these Discovery Zone activities. All right, so I will show you the main career search page. So this is where the student, if they have a career category that they have searched and it seems to come up, for example, that maybe they have done that last Discovery Zone activity, and Health and Human Services comes up quite a bit. So they just check off that Health and Human Services category, and they'll see that there are 146 careers found based just off of that career category. And then they can go down the list and say, oh, wow, this looks interesting. Cardiovascular technologist and technician, let's look at that. So when the student accesses the careers from this main career search page, it brings them to a much more robust details page for that career. So you'll see that on the top is that smaller details page, or just a little box. And then as we scroll down, you'll see that we have much more information about that career. Daily tasks, work activities, they can click on careers that are like this to explore further. Professional qualifications, what type of knowledge and education is required for this career, and how does this match to you? So again, the students, maybe this is of interest to them, they're going to save this to their career list. So I just clicked save, and then once they start saving careers to that list, I'll just click on my career list, and you'll see that the student's been very busy and has added 30 careers to their career list. So they can favorite different careers if they would like to, and once they've favorited a career, that it would then appear on that digital portfolio page that I showed you a few minutes ago. So maybe this, again, is something that they are, it's 30 careers deep and they're in 8th grade. It might expand up to 50, who knows, but as they get later on in their high school careers, they're probably narrowing that list down to maybe some careers that are just part of one career category. Or so at the middle school level, it's more about learning about these different careers and what type of education they may need for the careers. All right, so the last area I will show you within the middle school portal is the Pay for College pages here. So under the Pay for College, we have 2 different subtabs. So we have the financial literacy. So this allows the students to start learning more about financial literacy. It gives tips about how to understand how money works and how to manage it. So a couple of different, it's a fabulous informational page, but it also links out to a compound interest calculator. You can learn more about compound interest, learn about how credit cards work. Great conversations to have at a very early age with students, making a budget. Some of the career ideas that you have, do they support your the way you want to live, your lifestyle? So those are good conversations to start having at a young age. And then we do offer sample budgets for the student to really get them to start thinking about money management. So you can see there's some great information, and then they do have access to a sample monthly budget, and then they can download a copy and fill it out for themselves. So that, in a quick nutshell, goes through the activities within the middle school portal. We always have enhancements and changes in our sites. So these websites, both of them, middle school and high school portal, are ever changing, and we do certainly appreciate any feedback we have from our users. So what I'll do is, if there are any questions, if you want to type them right into that question box, I can answer any questions if you have any. And if not, that's okay as well. I've recorded this session, so I will send it along to all of the registrants of our webinar, and I will leave, I'll put it up now because there don't seem to be any questions. I will put up our, let's see if I can get it on here, my the credentials to the middle school portal test account that I logged into. Oh, let's see, sorry about that. Hold on one sec. Let's just get this. Obviously having issues trying to get the slide to show that I would like. Let me show current slide. Here we go. That was painful. All right, so here's the credentials to that grade 8 test account. If you would like to access that, please do, or feel free to make an account of your own. If you have a student that's in grade 6, 7, or 8, yourself, encourage them to log into the site, create an account, log into the site, and poke around a bit. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to get in touch with me directly. Again, my name is Jennifer, and here is my email address and my direct line. So I thank you for joining. I'll leave this up for a couple minutes just so you can take a picture of it or jot it down. But I appreciate your joining tonight, and hope to hear from you. Okay, take care.